Hi, it's Steve from PartSelect. Today we're going to show you how to change the tri-ring on your dryer. It's a pretty easy job. We're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a 1/4 inch nut driver, a putty knife, a small flat blade screwdriver, and a pair of needle nose pliers. Let me show you how we do it. Since we're going to be working around some electrical circuits, first thing we need to do before we start is to disconnect the power to the dryer. If it has a cord on it, simply disconnect it from the socket. And if it's hardwired, we'll need to locate the breaker and turn that off. Our next step will be to remove the 2 end caps. Simply lift up on the top, tilt them forward. They hook on the bottom with a small tab, and then there's 2 more on the top as well. So remove both of those. That will expose a couple of Phillips screws, one on each side, that we'll need to remove. Next, we'll rotate the console, pull it forward, and then rotate it backwards. That will give us access to 3 1/4 inch hex head screws that we need to remove. Next, we'll slide the main top forward and then lift it completely off of the dryer. Now the next step in this repair will be to remove the lower access panel. So with our putty knife, we just get in about 3 inches on either side. Depress the spring clip. And pop the front panel forward. And we can lift it off of the 2 hooks on the bottom and set that aside. Now if your model has a door that lowers down, you'll need to remove 2 springs. And then next we'll remove the 2 1/4 inch hex head screws. They're located at the bottom of the door panel. Now if your model of dryer has an auto dry feature, you may need to remove this wire that goes to the sensor bars. And as well, we'll remove the wires from the door switch. Some switches will have 2 wires on them, and some will have 3. So take note of the location of each of those. Now we're ready to remove the front panel and bulkhead assembly. Simply lift up a little bit and pull forward. You'll probably have to lift the drum a bit to disengage it from the front drum rollers. Our next step will be to disengage the belt from the idler pulley. Idler pulley is located directly behind the blower here. Simply roll the belt off of the idler pulley, just pull the belt forward. You need to pull the idler arm a bit to the left to take the tension off of it. Make sure it's disengaged from the motor pulley as well. And we can lift up on that drum. Disengage the rear drum rollers and then pull it through the front of the cabinet. Now if you're replacing a tri-ring on the idler pulley, you'll note that it's located on the back side of that shaft. Simply pop it off with a flat blade screwdriver, but make sure that the little flat washer is still intact as well and that the idler turns freely on the shaft. If you're replacing one of the tri-rings on a rear drum roller, Same procedure is involved. Just put a flat blade screwdriver in here, pry it out of the groove around the shaft. Clean any debris out of that groove. We'll take our new tri-ring, simply snap it into place. Make sure all three sides of that tri-ring are sitting in the groove. And then we're ready to reassemble. Now we're ready to reinstall the drum. Slide that through the opening. Make sure it's engaging the rear drum rollers. Next, we need to connect the belt to the motor pulley and the idler pulley. So we'll put some tension on the idler pulley spring by pulling it to the left. Lay the belt over top of the idler pulley. Roll it. And then roll it underneath the idler pulley and over onto the motor pulley. Make sure it's fitting firmly on the motor pulley and it's centered up on the idler pulley. And next we're ready for the bulkhead. Now we'll engage this portion of the blower housing into this spring clip in front of the blower. We'll have to lift up on the drum a little bit to make sure it sets into the drum rollers. Make sure our springs are intact. Start by installing the 2 screws on the top. And then the 2 screws across the bottom. Next we'll reconnect the door springs. Yours has a tilt down door. And if you have an electronic dry model, we need to reconnect the wire to the sensor. And next, lower access panel. Make sure the 2 slotted holes in the bottom engage the clips. And now, wires for the door switch. And we're ready to put the main top on. Now we're ready to put the main top back on. Couple of hooks at the front on either side that will engage this portion on the top. So we need to line those up. And then slide the main top back. Just lift up on each corner to make sure that we've engaged those tabs. And we'll reinstall the 3 1/4-inch hex head screws. Next, we'll rotate the console back into position, making sure that we engage these two hooks on the bottom of the end caps with the slotted holes in the main top. Push it back into place. Install the two Phillips screws. Take care not to over tighten these. Next, we'll reinstall the end caps. Locate the bottom tab and insert it into the slot. Line it up and just snap it into place. Now we're ready to reconnect the power, and our repair is complete. Told you that was an easy job. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your repair.